nation. No donation, no salvation.
And remember, respect is everything.
And we're back. So we're going to look at Eagle Eye, based on the G2 characters. So I had some more green left over that I wanted to make use of. So I figured let's build a really obscure character just so I have an excuse to add another jet to my Seeker's army. So here he is in his jet mode with these lovely adjustable wings. Kind of like the F-14 Tomcat from Top Gun, if you're familiar with that. So I'm really happy about these wings. I don't know why, I just really like them. But, yep, very simplistic jet mode. It's very green. I'm not going to lie, I was debating on whether or not to swap the names with this and my Acid Storm figure, but I decided to just leave it as is. I think they're fine the way they are, so this is definitely going to stay as Eagle Eye, but I won't lie, I was really debating on turning this into Acid Storm just because of how much I loved the build. So, it's very similar to Waspinator, in a few regards, but, there's really not much else to say. I know he appeared in G2. He had a figure in G2, and then he also was in some of the comics, but outside of that, I don't know if he's been in anything else, but, I mean, I thought the design was cool, so I decided to make a figure of him and kind of work off of whatever information I could get off of the Transformers wiki, so, I guess I won't really need to go into character arcs in regards to his story, but so let's not waste too much time and get straight to transformation. We are going to start with the legs. So first, let's get the wings out of the way. And yes, he does have those creepy claw fingers, kind of like Waspinator does, but they actually match here. But I don't know. That's part of the reason I was considering turning this into Acid Storm, because Acid Storm in my story is very much a brute. If you've seen my review of that figure, which I'm still really happy with how he turned out. He's very much a brute, like, body type, but he's also a scientist who works in chemicals. Knockout, and a few other characters in my story, as well as Oil Slick. So, like I said, in my story, there's a lot of subcategories in regards to what characters do what. So, there's definitely a lot of depth when it comes to, like, you know, what their purposes are. So, I don't just... When I build a character, I make sure they have some kind of purpose to them, you know? Go ahead and rotate those legs out. Actually, speaking of the legs, we need to fold those forward. Do it on the other side. It's kind of hard to see it because I didn't really demonstrate it properly. What else? Go ahead and... I remember how the wings... Ah, there we go. Split the legs. Go ahead and rotate them out. Very much like Waspinator, but he's a jet instead of a wasp. So... You can kind of see how Waspinator... Because I actually built this before I built Waspinator. So this is kind of how the inspiration for that build happened in the first place. You can kind of thank this figure for what resulted in my Waspinator figure. Also, his chest kind of reminds me of Armada Starscream, which... I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of tempted to go back and redo my Armada Starscream now that I've kind of figured out this whole chest situation, but... We'll see. We'll see if I decide to go that route. But go ahead and fold him down. He does have a very large chest. He's very much I'm not going to lie, he's kind of like my Acid Storm figure. Very much a bruiser body type because of how massive he is. When in reality, he really probably has no right to be this big. And yes, I know his wings are huge, but that was also intentional. I did make him a weapon. Actually, two weapons. This one, it's just... temporary. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this in the future, but it's basically just a sword from an old Bionicle figure, and then I just stuck it on one of these little adapter things. So let's go ahead and give him that. Go ahead and plug that into his hand, and just wrap his fingers around it so he can hold that sword. And then I did make him a blaster, because, you know, what Decepticon would be complete without some kind of projectile weaponry. Go ahead and point it at the camera so he can pew-pew everything to death. But, yeah, there's Eagle Eye. I really like the name, so that's also the other reason I built him, because he's green. I like his name, and from what I've read about him, he very much fits what I wanted out of, I guess, if I were to make my own Seeker-type character. So, I decided to just include him anyway. So, hope you enjoyed this build, and I will see you all in the next one.
Hallelujah! Another soul saved!